Hello, and welcome to The Final Authority, where we keep it real, discussing real issues in real time affecting our community. I'm your moderator today, Amber Eddings, and on the panel with me, I have
Deshauna Wiggins
and
Brian Isaac Marshall.
Now, the main two Democratic candidates for the 2008 elections are Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. This is the first time in history that a woman has run and the third time that a man has run. There have been much controversy as to whether a woman or a black man would be more suitable for this position. This is history in the making. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Who do you think will win, Mr. Marshall?
Well, this is really tough, seeing it's as if, to me, I'm all about making history. And, I would love to see, a black man win, and I would also love to see, a woman win. Either one to me, it would be awesome, So I really don't, at this point, I haven't really narrowed it down to who I would like to win. But I really think both of them have good chances, and I think both of them, regardless of all the different, issues, I think they will both make great candidates.
So you think it's about even? You don't think anyone has a leg up at this point?
I can't really say that.
You don't know. Okay.
Senator Barack Obama is excellent. I actually had the chance to see him speak when he came to Georgia Tech.
Okay.
I actually trucked my way over there to hear him speak, and he was an excellent motivational speaker, just outside of, being a candidate for presidency, but he was really good. And, knowing the history of the of the Clintons, they've done wondrous things, so either one would be great candidates.
Now, you mentioned that he was a good motivational speaker. A lot of people would say he's just that, being that he doesn't have as much experience as Hillary. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Wow. When you're running for presidential, when you're running to be a candidate for the presidential elections, everyone is a great motivational speaker. That's all that they're, doing are, speaking, trying to convince people to vote for them. So, I don't think, it's fair to say, that he's a great motivational speaker when that's all the candidates are doing is trying to convince people to vote for them. And, we've had people in the past, try to convince us and give nice motivational speeches and haven't lived up to what they said, and some in the past have. So, I wouldn't, just stop to say, that that's all that, he is a great motivational speaker. I think Obama has a lot of potential. And, like I said, at this point, I really can't really say, whose side I'm on. I really just haven't narrowed it down quite as yet. I'm still waiting for more concrete facts. And, I used to make my decision right before it's time to vote.
Right.
Okay. To go on what he said, I like he said, all of the candidates try to motivate, their audience to vote for them. But that's the key word, try. I think Barack Obama does the good. He's done the job, as well as the other candidates. But I think he's more of a people person. I think us voters, we want someone that we can connect to and know that he has the full potential to also carry out being a president, as well as being a one-on-one family-oriented man. You never really see him without his wife and his children, and you know that those values are close. He values those who are close to him, and I think you have predominantly families voting for you, so you want to kind of show those things so you can get the people, and when he does speak, you feel it. I've watched the debates on TV when I was younger with my parents, and I felt it was just a job. It was just a job, but but it seems to mean a little more to him, as well as with Hillary.
So at this point in the Bush administration coming to an end, do you feel like really they're just a breath of fresh air?
Oh yeah.
In just in and of themselves, not necessarily about race or gender, but just democratically.
I do. This is really, like you said in the beginning, this is really a history-making, thing that's happening here. And I just really think that the American people are just tired of being lied to. I think we're ready for some change. And we want someone who speaks a good talk and actually does a good walk. If that makes sense, and walks a good walk, and so, really mean what they say and do what they say they're going to do.
Okay.
And so, like Hillary and Obama, they both, you can tell they, have that fire inside, and they really, they both really care about, the American people. And, with our current president, which I, give much respect to anybody who is our president. You don't really get that sincerity from him. You don't really know if he's sincere or not, and a lot of his actions don't reflect the things that he says. And so, of course, you know, they've neither Obama or Clinton have been president, you know, so we don't know, you know, what they're going to do when they actually, you know, get in office. All we can do is go off, you know, their word.
Right.
And so, but I mean, I think this is really, you know, interesting that, you know, we do have a black man who, you know, in my opinion, you know, yeah, we had Jesse Jackson to run, and we've also had Al Sharpton to run, but honestly, I took it as a joke, you know, like when Al Sharpton ran. And so I'm like, I mean, you know, he's just doing
what do you see as a difference between an Al Sharpton or Jesse Jackson, you know, that was in the 80s and now?
Well, you know what? Something that just stands out in my mind, it seems more as, you know, like Al Sharpton, you know, okay, I think what kind of hurt Al Sharpton is, you know, he's a civil rights leader. And so to me, his main focus is just, you know,
black people.
Black people.
Okay, yeah.
And so, you know, like, I wouldn't expect, you know, too many white people to just be like, hey, you know, Black Power with Al Sharpton. But Obama really seems to be for the people. So, and I think that's why, you know, he's going, you know, he has no, you know, connection to, you know, the civil rights movement and all that stuff. But I really think he's for the people and rights for all people. And I think that's why he's gone so far. I really don't think it's about color, but I would like to see a black image in that presidential chair of color. So
okay, so you say he has a greater appeal than did Al Sharpton?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you think that he kind of plays on the fact that he was raised in Hawaii, his mother is, you know, she's not black? You know, if it was just a normal black Joe, do you think he would have had a shot?
Well, why isn't he a normal black Joe?
Well, a lot of people say that he's more, the only reason why white people are willing to accept him is because he's not, you know, 100% black. His mother isn't black, or.
Now, this is getting into a whole different.
Well, I mean,
you know, it always goes there. It always goes there. It was a big, you know, not to cut you guys off, but it was a big article. I can't remember in what magazine, but I skimmed through it, and it was saying, "Is Obama black enough?" You know, he doesn't, because he doesn't have those civil rights, you know, kind of background. He doesn't preach, you know, he's not I won't say that he isn't personally, but in his, you know, in his running, you don't see him being pro-black. So I think a lot of the black audience is saying, you know, we can't relate to him. You know, he's talking about Hawaii, and we live in the hood. You know, so it's kind of like.
See, I don't live in the hood.
But
my thing is,
but the majority of who don't vote do.
That's why he's gone so far, because he's just not narrowing it down to one particular race, you know, and that's what makes him smart, because Al Sharpton did, like, to me, when I saw Al Sharpton, it just seemed like he was just about, you know, the black people. And, you know, like, you know, we have our issues, but there are people who are not black, you know, who have issues, and, you know, they're Americans too, and they matter just as much as I do, and, you know, in any race. And so I think that's why Obama has gone far. And if, you know, anybody is basing it and saying, you know, he's not black enough, to me, that's just ignorant talk. I'm not really trying to listen to anything. I just want to know what he plans to do for the people, not just for black people, but I want to know what he plans to do for this country, because this country don't just consist of black people.